Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the WCW Worldwide Review for the 24th of October, 1992, day before Halloween Havoc 92, the first pay-per-view that was in my house that I didn't have to go to my grandparents for. I remember this, actually, first WCW pay-per-view of that nature. Anyway, Paul Heyman, a.k.a. Paul E. Dangerously, is out and talking about the unfairness of what's happening with one Rick Rude having to fight twice on the Havoc pay-per-view. And then we see Johnny Gunn and Dallas Page, which not exactly a great match to write home about, but at the same time, Gunn coming into his own and WCW really trying to kind of rebrand here. Gunn with some really basic stuff, head scissors, takeover and the like, basic things, nothing to write home about, but at the same time, basic wrestling that gets you somewhere. Page, years away from his major push, but still showing that he had all the desire to make it at a time when virtually no one said he would. Late 30s, not where you want to be starting out in that type of endeavor, and drops the elbow, and away you go. Needless to say, Page cranks up on a reverse chin lock, among other things. Goes at Gunn. Gunn finally comes out of the corner with a leaping clothesline. Doesn't lead him where he wants to go, but Page eventually falls prey to some back elbows and basic stuff, and also falls prey to a loss here in the middle of things. Hype for the WCW magazine, hype for Halloween Havoc coming up the next day. Halloween Havoc is one of their bigger shows starting in 1989. Scotty Flamingo still here and facing off against, I believe, a reasonably happy Larry Zbyszko. Zbyszko and Flamingo, just an interesting match for the Clash of Styles that would come years later. Can you imagine Raven versus Larry Zbyszko? Anyway, Scotty Flamingo gets a slam on Zbyszko. Zbyszko has been out of the Dangerous Alliance for a few months now, kind of bouncing around, not really sure what he wanted to do with his run here. Tie up by Zbyszko, inviting Flamingo to come back into the ring after sending him to the outside. Basics there. Spinning karate kick by Zbyszko, and he manages to go for a suplex. Doesn't get what he wants on it, though. Rolls the man up, and Flamingo holds the tights and gets the victory here. Then we go to coming back to the ring, Van Hammer. Certainly not a guy that you want to write home about if you're looking for classic wrestling, but some power moves and basic things. Very large enhancement talent facing off against him here, as one would expect. The difficulty of the slingshot suplex is notable, but Van Hammer does get it done in under about 3 minutes or so here. Sting promises that tomorrow, no matter what comes up on the wheel, he's going to defeat Jake the Snake Roberts. And most of the little stingers, I would assume, believe him. Maybe not everybody, but a good bit of individuals certainly did. And Brad Armstrong's up next. They're pushing him pretty hard. And he's facing off against a wonder that is Vinny Vegas, a.k.a. Kevin Nash, a.k.a. Diesel. Clash of Styles there. Diesel uses backbreaker, Vinny Vegas uses backbreakers and then cranks up on a chin lock on his adversary. Tries to roll him up, doesn't get very far. Dallas Page is out and does a run-in, causing Vegas to get disqualified along the way. Jake Roberts says, doesn't matter what gets drawn at the spin the wheel, make the deal. He's going to be the deal maker and deal breaker for his opponent here. Then we move to more towards, I guess you'd say, main event territory in a little bit, but Tony Atlas comes in, cranks up on a headlock on his adversary, which is certainly not a classic move to see, but Atlas has a heel manages to use some basic power stuff, including a bear hug that gets him a victory, and Tony Atlas, managed by the deranged Cactus Jack is here. Brian Pillman and Steve Austin at it again. Tag match of Steamboat and Austin versus Pillman and Douglas closes us out here. That is predecessor to what most of late 92, early 93 looks like in the tag team division. Brian Pillman cuts the ring off on Shane Douglas and some chops there. Douglas is, at the time, an amazing babyface, even though that doesn't really stick, and obviously he's known for the franchise stuff in WCW more than anything. Austin has faced off against Steamboat before. Austin cuts the ring off on Steamboat and sends him into the boot and into the hands of Brian Pillman for the next several minutes. Steamboat manages to kick off and try to get away, but front face lock among other things, and Austin and Pillman keep the ring cut off, dropping the elbow among other things across the chest of Steamboat and a big body slam with about a minute left in the program. If you've never seen this particular match or matches between Steamboat and Douglas versus the Hollywood Blondes, worth checking out all the way back as far as October of 92 here, as they are, without a doubt, some of the better matches at the time or at any time in WCW history. Tag off, and again we see Douglas coming in, hitting some shots, and an Irish whip back elbow by Douglas, and a couple of cheap shots along the way. Gets a body slam up and over and around. Doesn't get all he wants. Kicks off, and again there we go, and together goes the benefit of obviously the four-way match breakdown, and the baby faces are looking like they're about to win, but we go out of time before we get a victory there, non-finish, and then we go to the next edition. So we will continue along. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.